Well, hello friends, your friend David Valentin here again, back with another video. This time, I'm gonna briefly tell you guys what's been going on with Orlando City, and then we're gonna go a nosedive on the main purpose of the video. First, Orlando City has played two preseason games, once against Philadelphia with a score of 1-0. The goal scorer was Alvarado, and the other one was a score of 3-2 against New York City. New York City with two PKs that, in my opinion, with VAR, there would have never been PKs because they were flat out flops. Um, Pato scored, Jansen scored. Very happy about that. You need those type of Jansen goals, players that are defensive, that they give you one or two goals a season. Those tend to be critical and come in handy. On the other end, I'm glad to see Pato already in form, already tuned in with his teammates. I think he's gonna have a lot of fun, and when players are having a lot of fun, guess what? They're gonna score a lot of goals. So I'm happy with that. What I'm not happy about is the third goal that we conceded is a goal that we can keep conceding over and over and over and over, which is either from corner kicks or free kicks or run of play, where a player, the opposing player, crosses to the second post and there's a player there to knock that ball in. We've seen this before. We've seen it against Atlanta. We have seen this against SKC. We have seen this against Colorado, and we have seen this against Nashville. And in those occasions, it has cost us the victory or has cost us the draw. I am tired of that. I think we need to figure this out. What's the weakness against this type of play, and figure out how to fix it, because otherwise teams are going to exploit that and they're going to punish us. And they're going to, once they figure out that's the way to win games against Orlando City, my friends, no playoffs, back to the bottom of the table. That's how it is. That's how football is cruel and unpredictable. So, Oscar Pareja, if you are hearing this, sir, please, with all the respect, fix it. The video today is going to be dedicated to a player that Orlando City just signed from the academy, Wilfredo Rivera. Wilfredo Rivera is like me, an island born and raised Puerto Rican. And I cannot be prouder of that. At 17, he is making waves by becoming a pro. But what makes his case more incredible is that he comes from a place where we're told, Puerto Ricans, we're told that we're not good at football. We can't be good at football. That we should be satisfied with being good at baseball. We should be satisfied with being good in basketball. We should be okay that we have some representation in American football. But football, no. That's for Mexicans. That's for Brazilians. That's for Colombians. That's their sport. You are never gonna be good at that. And Wilfredo breaks that stereotype. Like I have said before in many of the videos, I have been producing a Spanish language podcast covering Orlando City, Tiro de Esquina, available everywhere you consume your podcast. And myself and my partner Kenneth, who's also Puerto Rican, that's the number one insult that the trolls always throw at us. Shut up, you don't know nothing, go talk about baseball. And I gotta be honest with you, it's super offensive. It makes me incredibly angry because I love football. I never claim that I know everything, but I'm showing passion for my club, showing passion for the sport, and as a Puerto Rican, I also want for our people to embrace the sport, not only as fans but as players. And with Fredo, there's a old Spanish saying, "El que lo hereda no lo hurta." Whoever inherits it does not have to steal it. And Wilfredo comes from a line of football players. His grandfather, who was also named Wilfredo Rivera, and his father, also named Wilfredo Rivera. His grandfather is a member of the Football Hall of Fame for Puerto Rico, former international. His father, also a former international, and they all played for Quintana FC. Quintana is a club based in the sector of Quintana in one of the wards of San Juan, the capital of the territory of Puerto Rico, and Atorrey to be exact. Um, and this kid, since the age of 4, has been working on becoming a pro. And right now in Puerto Rico, everything that has to do with sports has been running this news because, like I said, for us that have been uh, working towards making football palatable and popular among our people, not only in the states but in the islands of Puerto Rico. It's like we finally arrived. We finally have a young kid born and bred for football and a talented one. This is not a kid that went to college and some team drafted him and turned out to be a hidden gem. This is a kid that proved in the minors that he belonged, and I have to tell you, I'm super excited. I never saw myself represented uh, in Orlando City in the roster. I never saw myself represented on the pitch. I always dream of the day of a Puerto Rican player in purple, and it has happened. I have to tell you, the day they call that that kid's number, and he steps on that pitch, I probably will let my emotions run. And I'm not the only one. Several people have told me that. Being 17, what was I doing at 17? I just school maybe. I mean, this kid has achieved something incredible. So I will shut up for a minute, and I will tell you about Wilfredo. Wilfredo was born October 14th, 2003 in San Juan, Puerto Rico. He stands 5'6". That's a meter 68 centimeters. He's more of a winger and forward. He played with Orlando City B in 2020. He wore number 62. Prior to that, he was with the Jacksonville Armada U23s. And prior to that, he was with Quintana back in Puerto Rico. And then from there, Orlando City approached him, made the offer. He switched to Orlando City B. He had 15 appearances with 3 goals, which if you wait until I'm done talking, I'll have some highlights about this kid of his 3 goals. Now, those are not the only goals that he has scored. Wilfredo was also called to the United States U16s in 2018 and 2019, Puerto Rico U17s with 3 appearances, and in 2021 he was called to the main national team of Puerto Rico. Now, I gotta explain this real quick. Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. Puerto Ricans are American citizens. They have been so since 1917, and Puerto Rico has been a U.S. possession since 1898. Now, for FIFA, FIBA, and all these other organizations that cover particular sports, for the International Olympic Committee, territories of the United States get to field their own national teams. Independently of the fact that they are American citizens, they have free access to the United States, they can represent the United States, just like United States citizens born in another territory, born in another state, can move to said territory, and after 2 years they can represent that particular territory. Or military brats who happen to their parents happen to be stationed in that particular territory, if the territory had a military base, like was the case of Puerto Rico, and if they're born there, they can automatically represent Puerto Rico, even though perhaps they haven't been on the island since their birth. So that's why Puerto Rico has a national team. But let's say Puerto Rico or the U.S. Virgin Islands or Guam, American Samoa, Northern Marianas is playing against the United States. Guess what, my friend? All 22 players on the pitch, they're all Americans. That's how it is. Just like the UK, You have Scotland, you have England, you have Wales, you have Northern Ireland, then you have also their overseas territories like Gibraltar, British Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos, etc., etc. So just to have give you an idea, that's why he was able to um, be called by the United States and be called by Puerto Rico and etc. etc. So um, let's see here. So I already talked about that. His first goal was against the New England Revolution on a 2-0 victory. Um, and the season for Orlando City B was not the greatest. I have to tell you that right now. Let's see here what I compiled on the kid. So these are his stats for the season. He scored a goal against New England 2, August 8th, 2020. He scored a goal against Fort Lauderdale Football Club. That's the League One team for Inter Miami. And he scored a goal against Richmond Kickers October 8th of 2020. He had an assist against North Texas, which is the USL League One team for Dallas in MLS. So there he goes. 3 goals, 1 assist. What else? What else we can say about this kid? Well, this kid, he in my view, he always played more like a number 9 with OCB, or that at least was my perception, because I always saw this kid, hitting that ball, hustling. But I'm gonna be honest with you, OCB was a team that had very young players playing against guys that were 10 to 15 years older than them. And it looked disjointed at times, and it looked like sometimes like complete madness on the pitch. But according to Transfermarkt, he is more of a left midfield or central midfielder. It'll be interesting to see if he's brought up to the first team to play as a midfielder. Like I said, I always seen him as an attacking player, but being 17, 5'6", maybe they want to put somebody better developed in an attacking position like that. Who knows? What do I know, right? They should stick to baseball. um, so, with that said, Wilfredo Rivera has been signed this past Monday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. To a three-year deal with 2 years of club option. So his contract starts March 22nd, 2021, and will end December 31st, 2023. What else? What else we can say about this kid? Oh, well, let's go to his international career. Well, he, like I said, um, right now he is with Puerto Rico in the Dominican Republic. They should be playing St. Kitts and Nevis this week. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be available because of that was a choice that St. Kitts Football Federation had. The games are gonna be played in the Dominican Republic for obviously the COVID reasons, travel and all that jazz, and quarantine. These games that Puerto Rico is about to enter are for the World Cup qualifiers. I don't have to tell you, Puerto Rico has had a very bad run, probably the last 10 years. In 2017, the Puerto Rico played a friendly with Orlando City, pro funds for the Hurricane Maria's recovery, and they scored a goal in that game. They wouldn't score another goal for the next 3 years. That's how bad it was. But finally, they have the proper manager, the proper training, the proper players. They're bringing some MLS players with them. They're bringing some kids that have been, just like Wilfredo, have been doing very good. And I expect them to have a good showing. They had two friendlies. One, which they defeated Dominican Republic 1-0, and they fell to Guatemala 1-0. Um, I think there's a long road ahead for Puerto Rico, but as far as going back to take it back to Orlando City, Wilfredo is a super talented guy. You know, he has an engine. He reminds me of a young Dom Dwyer back in the USL era, if you guys remember. He has a good stamina, good attitude, and that's what you need. That's all you ask that's all you can ask from a player this young. There's not much that we can say about him because he hasn't really proved himself other than that season that we saw with OCB. Also, important thing to mention because the future of OCB is up in the air. This week we found out that OCB, obviously, as everybody knew, it was not going to be participating of the USL League One tournament in 2021. So it's going to be part of the UPSL, which is a four division league. They have a season of 10 games coming up ahead. And so this was the last minute. I felt that maybe Wilfredo was going to find himself with that squad. Wilfredo had already committed to the University of South Florida in Tampa to play college football. But this opportunity came up, and our boy is going to the big leagues. That's it. What do I expect under Oscar Pareja? Oscar Pareja is a leader and a crafter of football players. We have seen under his tutelage how Andres Perea, Benjamin Michel are with the U23s, which this past week Benjamin Michel had an assist. To be honest with you, the U23s haven't been doing that great, in my opinion, because two things. Jason Christ, which is a wastebasket of manager. He's horrible. In my opinion, I don't rate the guy at all. The only place for Jason Christ in a stadium is parking cars or working at concession. So that said, they're playing teams that in their national tournaments are mid-season, while our guys are just getting back up. But I think they have done decently. But they achieved that goal by being under a particular manager, which is Oscar Pareja and his staff, which has created success for these kids. Not only that, you have seen how Daryl DK has taken the world by storm, and now he finds himself with the national team in Europe, having a friendly against Northern Ireland this week. And not only that, we have seen how Orlando City, it's as a team, it's not only creating a cohesive unit, but it's so jam packed with internationals. It's incredible that 2 years ago we were the doormat of this league, and now we are in this position. That tells you when you have a quality manager, when you have quality players, that's what happens. Well, my friends, I'm going to finish this now. What's left for Orlando City at the moment is for it to finish all their preseason games. Uh, Alexander van der Water posted a picture yesterday saying goodbye to his parents. Very humble people, you know. I saw that picture, and it sort of touched me because it reminded me when I left Puerto Rico to join the Navy, and my parents were hopeful and wishing me well, but distraught, you know. As a parent, I can't imagine the day I have to send my kids into the world without me being there 24/7 like I have been so far in their lives. So he posted that picture at 4 a.m. Orlando time on Monday. I'm assuming at this point he already has been in town. Most likely he's going to have the 7-day quarantine. And once that passes, everything passes his medical, everything is kosher. We may be seeing next Monday probably a announcement from the club saying, "Hey, Alexander's here. They're gonna show his pictures of the stadium, and he's gonna join the squad. He's coming in mid-season form, so I definitely do not expect this guy to take more than a couple of days to hit the road and start doing his thing. Again, October 17th is when we open our season against Atlanta United. And I expect big things from our club this season. I'm very hopeful, very excited at what the Orlando City has in store. I'm very excited about what our preseason is looking like this time. It's not a dumpster fire. It's not a mess that nobody knows what's going on. Is we have a plan, we have goals, and we're working towards them. With that said, my friends, thank you again for watching. Go City, vamos Orlando. Till next time.
Foul conceded by OCB. 7 conceded by New England. Physical game. Another look on the NL replay. Spalding did really well to win it. Shielded Rivera. Drew the foul. Textbook for an outside back. Possession still favors New England 55-45. They also lead in shots 11-7. Remember that number was 1 at halftime for OCB. They've gotten 6 in the second half. Ranging forward more, a bit more dangerously as well. Again, up a man. Ryo Shimazaki sent off in the 38th minute for New England. This one all the way back to Avisa. Beautiful touch to Rosales in space. Long ball to that right side, the space that was once occupied by Shimazaki. Tablante chips in, Rivera back post, heads it past Rice. '16-year-old Wilfredo Rivera, his first goal of the season, first career League One goal, and it puts Orlando City B up on top. Another look at the NL replay. It started with Rosales, out to Tablante. First touch a little heavy, but recovered well. Perfect cross to the back post. Rice tried to come out to it, caught in no man's land, left the back post unattended, and Rivera opens his account in 2020.
In the end, it was put in the corner. Still in great condition to host these Richmond Kickers matches. Be a late chance for Orlando, and there's a goal! May not sit well with Darren Sawatsky.
Final third. Shot from distance. Finds the back of the net. Deflected and then in. Wilfredo Rivera in the 22nd minute. And one of the keys to the game, folks, was Orlando City scoring first. They have done just that. We get to take another look. Rivera finding the space, deflected, finds the back of the net. The left foot from outside the box. Nifty little work just to get the shot off.
Goal scored by